The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Hi, thanks for tuning in to Let's Talk Beauty. I am your host, Sharon, and my fabulous guest today is the magnificent Kriss Blevens from Kriss Cosmetics. Welcome back to the show again, Kriss. You've had a lot going on since the last time I saw you.
I don't think I've had a day off since the last time I saw you.
That's so sad. You have to plan something.
But it's been so fun.
Yeah?
Political races and new fall products and nonstop weddings and busyness, and it's
yeah, that's right. You're in the political season right now.
It's been the political season.
Well,
it feels like for 2 years. Seriously,
right,
it's been incredible. But we're winding down.
Aren't you excited about that?
Yeah, I really am. I really am. I'm not gonna lie. I am.
know, right?
I think we all are.
Oh yeah, it's been crazy. And I'm going to see you actually in a couple of weeks for my fitness competition. I am doing the bikini level in that competition. So it's bikini, figure, physique, and then bodybuilding, I believe, is the structure that it goes into. But I'm really excited, but I can't wait till it's over. It's been the hardest challenge of my life.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we put ourselves in these things and we learn what we're made of by doing them. Mm-hmm. And I am blown away at how amazing you look, how toned and fit, and the discipline that it must take. And it just goes to show we can all transform. Mm-hmm. Like you get something in your mind and you want a new look or whatever. I mean, it's not just about makeup, nutrition, exercise, whatever. Life changes. It's invigorating.
Yeah, and you got to stop, instead of me trying to put my time into other adventures and other things in my life, I had to put the focus on me for once so I could transform myself and be healthy and happy. And I am all of that, where before, a year ago, I was stressed out and I had too much going on. And so now I'm at the point where it's like I feel really good.
And I'm craving that. It's almost like being forced to eat a lot of junk food when you're ready for a diet, but you got to keep eating it, and I kind of feel like that in my life. Like I keep getting booked with all the political work, and I'm craving that me time, and I know that when it finally gets here, it's going to be amazing. Yep. And to be able to open up your life, to be able to say, hey, you know what, I'm going to put myself first is really good, but I'm also enjoying, the abundance of the opportunity to be a part of our political process and all that. I mean, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, that's why you do what you do. You enjoy what you do, and I enjoy what I do. And it's hard to believe, people would be surprised to hear that I just started working out in June.
It is unbelievable.
Yeah, so it's not, it's doable for anybody, and it's whatever time frame you may have, but it's doable for anybody to start at any time.
Well, we're going to have like a really special guest that's going to be on the show today that remade her life too. I think last time I was here, we were talking about, getting involved in the community and what I've done with the opiate crisis and opening up Amber's Place. And we were open for 6 months as Amber's Place, and now Helping Hands has taken it over because the community came together, collaborated. Good. And, people that were really struggling that wanted recovery are in their lives right now, thriving and being able to make choices to better their lives like, we get to make every day, right?
Yeah, that's amazing when you can have somebody come on here today to, maybe share a little bit of their story or talk about their story and see their change in their life.
And we'll do some makeup tips too.
Yeah, we'll do some makeup with it. You brought some new fall stuff with you today.
A couple tips. She likes a really natural looking makeup. Her name's Kelly, but she's in her recovery and embracing, the gift of life because of Amber's Place. And she's, just an amazing power example to women that at any minute, one decision can change everything about your life.
That's right.
And I'm looking at that in you, What did you do to prepare? Like how did it start? Was it hard in the beginning when you first started lifting and you made the decision, I'm going to do this?
Actually, yeah. So it was harder in the beginning when I started lifting because I was out of shape physically. So I I train at 2 gyms. I train at Orange Theory. They're just new to the area. They're all over the world. They're in Europe. They're everywhere. And what they are is they're a sprint training gym. So you do floor training, you do treadmill, you do rowing. And I believe they're opening, there's one coming to Bedford, New Hampshire,
Really?
I believe soon. So I do that so that way I get my cardio out in the morning and there's a lot of core training. So it mixes everything up and every day you go, it's something different.
So it's fun. You don't
So
get
it's
bored.
fun. No, it's painfully fun. It's like you're sweating. You really feel like you put in a really good workout after you leave there, but you're ready to go back the next day. So it's amazing. And then sometimes at night I go to my local gym in Nashua Best Fitness because I need to build muscle mass. So I do my heavier weight training there. Don't really do much cardio there. Sometimes I do. Now we'll probably do more cardio at night, more twice a day. Now I'm getting closer to my competition. But yeah, so when I started lifting weights, my weights were a lot lower. Now, I'm bench pressing 30 pounds, 35 pounds, single, weights, stuff like that. So it's like I feel myself getting stronger, and you have to push yourself more because you need to build up more muscle. If you kind of stick with the 10-pound weights all the time, you're not going to really get anywhere. You're not going to build up that muscle mass.
Don't you feel as like having a goal like of this competition is what is motivating and driving you?
That's the only thing that is motivating
Yeah.
and driving me, because if I didn't pay for it and I didn't sign myself up for it, it's really, really, really hard because it's a science, and it's been such a learning curve for me. It's a science of the meal plan and the manipulation with your metabolism, your thyroid, believe it or not. So it's like you incorporating the carbs in and out of your diet throughout the process, upping your carbs, carb cycling. If I didn't have somebody helping me with my meals, I would be at a loss.
It's discipline.
Yeah, like I'm literally
Which is
told,
empowering, isn't it? When you see results, especially.
I mean, I'm literally told, okay, so 5 times a day you have 2 ounces of chicken, 1 cup of vegetables. You're having 2 eggs in the morning. You're having a oatmeal packet in the morning, and then you're gonna have another one your second. It's such a science of eating, and you're like, in the beginning I couldn't even take in all the food.
Wow.
I was like, how am I gonna eat all this food one day? I couldn't do it. Now, I'm like starving. I cannot wait. Like I eat every 2 hours. I'm like ready for my next meal.
This reminds me a lot. It'll be 30 years next year. That's my anniversary of competing in the Miss America pageant.
yeah.
And I was Miss New Hampshire.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because yesterday I was in Hannaford and I ran into my old trainer who's now 70 years old,
Oh,
Ben
wow.
Borum, who had gyms in Bedford and Manchester.
Oh my gosh.
Do you know Ben? I
Yeah,
don't know.
I know Ben.
You know Ben? He looks great. He can still like move
Is he
his
still really
pecs.
tan?
Yeah, and his hair's dark,
Oh,
and he
my
just had
gosh.
like quadruple bypass surgery, and he looks so healthy. And I'm thinking, wow, and he was my inspiration,
Yep.
and he helped train me to prepare for Miss
Well,
America.
you know Rocco Belay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, all these guys, like, they've inspired so many people. And like when I saw him yesterday, I thought, wow, we need somebody to show us the way, how to do it, because
Yeah.
it's been done before.
Yeah. Oh my, back in the 80s. Oh my goodness, that was like a throwback.
Yeah.
So we're gonna actually get ready to introduce our guest.
Yes, let's do
so
it.
let's do that right now.
Sounds great.
All right.
Okay.
So we are going to introduce this lovely lady, Kelly, and Kriss is applying her new fall makeup that she has available at Kriss Cosmetics in Manchester. So Kelly, we're gonna just kind of talk a little bit about you for a second. Where are you from?
I'm from Merrimack, New Hampshire, is where I grew up.
Okay, and you met Kriss through the Amber's place, correct?
This is a miracle that we're looking at right here.
That is so amazing.
Yeah, and she's very comfortable sharing a little bit about her story. And it's so fun to be able to celebrate Kelly's outer beauty because she's found inner beauty and recovery through Amber's place.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Let her
And thank
share.
you for coming with Kriss to actually talk about your story, because we know that it's a huge problem in New Hampshire and other states abroad, but it's been really bad around
all
here.
over the
so
country.
Well, I feel grateful. Thank you for having me here. I'm so blessed. This was not the plan for today, but
hey, you never know the plan, right? It's a positive thing. So how long were you an addict?
Yep, I was in active addiction from the age of 15, and I'm turning 37 in February, so 22 years
22 years. Well,
between alcohol and drugs. But
Yeah. Well, you're meant to be here for a reason, right?
Recovery looks good on her, huh?
Wow.
3 months I just celebrated. I'm about to be 100 days.
That's awesome.
So amazing.
Yeah.
And to see the transformation, I was with her at Amber's place the first day that she came in, and been able to watch the miracle unfold and her to embrace her gift of life and celebrate it. And it's amazing. So she's here visiting from Virginia, and we've had the opportunity to spend a little time together just to celebrate Kelly.
Yeah.
And how far she's come, and now she's met you, and she's been working out.
Yeah.
And how many pounds did you gain?
25.
And now,
Yeah.
see,
25
this
solid,
connectedness.
good, healthy pounds, right?
Yeah. I worked hard for that. I made sure that I didn't do it the unhealthy way because that was part of my disease too.
So how do you feel it affected you physically during all those years of
Physically,
using?
I mean, well, what's funny is from stopping, I'm pretty sure everything. My skin is soft now.
Yeah.
It was never soft.
Yeah.
It was always, I thought I had eczema all my life, but I
Right.
didn't.
Wow.
It was dehydrated, I think, forever because I am soft.
Yeah.
And, but through all the years of addiction, I still would manage to work out and still be kind of healthy, even though I wasn't, but that was my facade, it was my
Right.
way of
The outward
covering-
facade, right?
covering
Yeah.
up what was my problem, so I was able to look fairly healthy when really I was struggling the whole time.
Right. Now, what is it that you used during your years?
Well, methamphetamine was my favorite. That is what I'm allergic to. My drug of choice is also alcohol, a lot, and
Yep.
cocaine.
Okay.
And I don't smoke anymore either.
Yeah. Oh,
I
good.
just quit about 2 months ago.
2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So major changes. You must feel really good.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work, but it's so worth it.
Well, I know, and as we were talking earlier on,
Definitely.
I mean, it's worth the work, yeah.
it is worth the work because as we were talking earlier on, about me competing, which I think would be a perfect
Close your eyes,
fit.
Kelly.
Perfect fit for you because there's no drugs, alcohol, smoking involved in this process.
Not allowed, right?
Yeah. And you eat so much better. I mean, you think you eat good. Well, trust me, when you get on something like this, it's amazing.
Well, that's the thing. I don't really eat well yet. I'm
Yeah.
working on it.
Yep.
Well, addiction's physical, mental, and spiritual disease. And, we learn in recovery how to take care of our bodies, our minds, and fill our spirits with goodness.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Yeah.
positive things,
Yeah.
like makeup, for instance.
Yep.
This is out of my comfort zone. So
Right. You
both
should see
makeup
how great
and the
you look.
TV.
Yeah.
I was like, I might as just.
Welcome to your new
yeah.
world. Say yes to life.
Yeah.
I know. Look what's happening.
Wow, that's crazy.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Yeah.
I know.
You're so pretty.
It just take
Yeah.
whatever's beautiful already and just brings it bam.
Yeah. I would actually like to touch base, if you don't mind, on family and, I mean, how it's affected your family, right? Your parents must be so excited that this is the longest that you've
Been clean.
been clean. So they're probably seeing the finish line type of thing, and they're so proud of you.
Yeah.
And it's
I mean,
probably
I
such a
just-
relief because I can't imagine my kids.
I think the moment that I surrendered, which I really in that moment didn't realize that's what I was doing, but when I called my mom and asked her for help, I mean, I was in New Jersey, and she drove that day to get me in New Jersey and drove
Really?
me back to the hospital.
Yep.
Because I was like, I can't live like this anymore. I mean, it was scary.
Yeah.
But I think in that moment was she probably lightened up times a million because she felt the weight lifted from her worry
Right.
for years.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
because you said yes to your recovery.
Which she had been waiting on for so long.
Yeah.
They knew,
And that the doors are now opening here in New Hampshire for people to enter their recovery
Yep.
is what it's all about.
In a place like, Amber's place, which is now,
It's a helping hands. It's a
Helping
safe
Hands.
station respite. So anyone that's struggling can go into any Manchester Fire Department, walk in and say, I'm ready for help.
Yep.
Get connected to the respite and services through the RAP program with Serenity Place, and get all the services put right in front of them so that you know what to do. Because when you're sick and suffering and you're at the end, you don't know what to do next. And it takes being put in the right hands to show you the way.
well, especially if you're a long time addict, you're probably like, oh, your mind has been playing the game every day for all these years about, what you need to do, but how do you get there and how do you do it, and you finally achieve that.
I had no clue. Yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I had no clue.
Yeah.
I had no clue. I didn't even know any existed.
Exactly.
No
And
clue.
you don't know where to go, but you don't know what the path is to get to recovery. And that's what happened to Amber. When Amber was alive and she was struggling with her addiction, we did everything we could.
Yeah.
But had there been an Amber's Place, a place for emergency shelter with services to navigate the recovery process, it could have ended up different.
Yeah.
So like when I look at Kelly's beauty, I think Amber Spirit is just going on to help so many people, over 500 people like Kelly.
Yeah, well,
in
thank you
6
to you
months.
for, unfortunately, you had to suffer a tragedy in your family in order for something, right? Sometimes that's what it takes.
Yeah.
But you've saved lives. You've saved other people's lives.
It's what we should be doing as
Yeah.
a community, coming together to find a solution. It doesn't matter why they picked it up, how long they used it. There's no stigma. There's no judgment.
Yep.
What there is if you have breath, you have an opportunity for an amazing life. And life is amazing. And recovery is about adventure. It's about saying yes to being on a TV show. It's saying yes to meeting somebody like you that could be an inspiration for her to get into bodybuilding and find something that makes her life exciting. And she's finding that already in just a short time.
I can't believe
That
it.
life
It's
is an
crazy.
adventure.
Yeah.
And it's meant to be lived.
So what's your arrangements now in New Jersey? So how does that work?
Well, I'm in Virginia now.
Virginia, I'm
yeah,
sorry.
in a recovery house.
Okay, so
It's-
that's like all every day, 24/7. This is where you live. Okay.
yeah, it's.
And then you're allotted to leave on your own free will to come home visit your family.
I am now. I had to earn, they have a 20 or 30-day program, 60, 90. And it's funny, I went there and they're like, so how long are you here for? And I'm like, my life. I didn't understand 30, 60, 90. I was in it for the long haul.
Right.
So that's how I still see it.
Right.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
But, so I don't know how long I'll be there.
Okay.
But there's rules. I gave up my cell phone when I got there. No access to the outside world at all for the first 30 days.
Because you learn about your inside world when you shut off the world outside.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was no driving. No, which was great for me because the second I got that driving privilege back, I was like, oh gosh.
I could go anywhere.
Yeah. I was like, oh gosh. It was nervously exciting, but
Right.
it was a great way for me to get to where I am now. And if it wasn't for Amber's Place, it would never have happened because they got me there.
Right. So what are your passions? What have you done in your adult life as far as work-wise? Like what is it that you feel like you're driven by?
Helping people.
Okay.
Especially now is what I want to do. But I've always loved. I've loved life, even though you wouldn't think so because I've been so damaging to myself. But I have always loved life.
Yeah.
And now I get to really see that I can love life, like in a good way and positive way. And I've always waitressed. It's so funny. I love talking to people and socializing. I waitress, which is an unhealthy environment for me.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I can't go back to that life. I've had to change everything about myself, and it's not easy. But so now I I get to enjoy the regular Monday through Friday kind of a life.
Maybe you'll end up being a personal fitness trainer.
Yeah, I
Who
want
knows?
to do instructing down there. I've already looked into it and stuff like that. Just anything for fun and happiness and.
Yeah,
And
get into health and nutrition and
health.
look at down
Let
that
me fill this
avenue.
eyebrow in.
Yep.
I only did one eyebrow with this fabulous brow gel, which is waterproof. You can sweat. So when I do makeup for your competition, you are going to be waterproof for the
Good, 'cause
stage,
I'm sure I'll
Sharon.
be sweating it out.
Yeah, you will. And the whole idea, women don't have a lot of time. So if you make everything waterproof, right from the get-go in the morning, at the end of the day, you look in the mirror, you still look good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's exciting.
Isn't it exciting?
Yeah.
Very.
So you've made new friends,
A lot.
a lot of new friends. So it's a
And-
whole new community for you.
And they say those are more of the real friends because the other friends aren't really friends.
Well, and I'm sure in your world of friends, it was other addicts, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Which isn't.
It's hard to change your whole playground.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
you get comfortable with people. And And then newness is frightening and scary, but once you cross that bridge and you start to meet people that have the same mindset that you do now, what happens is you grow in that.
Right.
Well, and you're hoping,
It's like anything.
and you're hoping that the friends that you had would end up like yourself.
Kind of,
And it's
yeah.
probably sad to hear that maybe they have,
Some of them.
maybe they haven't. You know, so
Yeah.
that's kind of a difficult thing because they've
Especially
been a
at
part of your life.
my age, yeah, because, you know, I mean, my age, I guess, and any time after that, anyone, you know, because you've got friends that you've had for so many years. I mean, yeah, it's interesting. It's
Yeah.
hard. It's hard to face, but it is what it is.
Well, and people don't understand it's all ages.
Right.
You got the Grammys, the the
Yeah.
Grampies, the teenagers, it's all ages that
Sure
this
is.
is a big, huge problem.
There are people that live in these houses down in Virginia that are 50, 60 years old. It's funny.
And they're just starting their life.
They're just starting, yeah.
That's
It's
beautiful.
so cool. Yeah, this one guy I went in with, I think he's like 55. He's my buddy. Because
Yeah.
we came in together at the same time.
Yeah.
But, and his, you know, obviously our stories have the same similarities, but like his is totally different, and he's just grown so much. And it's cool, I get to see that too, you know? And, but yeah, they are. It's everyone's just different ages and different, I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's so great.
So you're single, and you've been single, and you left a job. I'm sure you kind of left everything to go do this.
I
which
left a
is-
guy too. There was
Yeah.
a guy, yeah.
Yeah.
So I left it all. I mean, I'm still struggling with the guy, but he's
Yeah.
part of the past. And
Yeah.
He has to be.
And it's a healing process for you, especially if you spend some time with him. It's a healing process to move on for your own well-being.
Right.
You know.
But yeah, the fact of that, I just stay focused. That's the most important part. Staying focused, loving myself, and knowing that it's me and my life that is what's gonna be best for me and keep me going. Then that's what works. That's what works for me.
Right. And I think I had mentioned somebody that I knew. I think the problem with her was she would go to rehab and she would still come back to the same city and she would still go to the clubs and things like that. I think you can do that in time because my brother is a recovering alcoholic. He's suffered from military. He has a lot of mental issues. You know what I mean? He's okay, but he's got past that alcoholism. But it took him a long time before he could come around. He wouldn't come around people. He wouldn't come to my house. People were going to be drinking. He wouldn't come around certain things. And like now he's perfectly fine.
But those were probably really good choices for him in the
It
beginning.
was. He had to be.
Yeah.
He knew.
He has to get comfortable in himself.
That's right.
And who he is before he can put himself in situations that might have been tempting.
And I think that's the best thing that an individual that's in recovery, I don't care if it takes you 1 year, 5 years, or whatever, you need to put your place in the community of people that's going to keep you strong because you don't want that slip to happen.
And that's the power of like community recovery centers, like Hope for New Hampshire Recovery, who fostered Amber's Place for 6 months. A wonderful place for people when they're out of treatment to be able to go and meet people in recovery, do fun things, and experience the joy of living. Because, you don't change your life. You don't change everything to not enjoy it,
Right.
to celebrate it.
Right.
Through,
because underneath the addiction, you are who you are.
Right.
that's right.
You've been living the life. Like you said, I was trying to be physical and doing, good things for myself. At the same time, I had this other struggle. But everybody, they are who they are underneath that, and they just need to let that shine
Right.
in due time. That happens,
right.
Well, we still have a few minutes left to the show. So why don't we talk about what you've been putting on here so people know what.
I mean, we just did some fun things. Like, I love makeup fashion for fall, according to Kriss, is express yourself.
Yeah.
Be who you are. So part of what I do as a makeup artist is I listen. And I hear, you know what? I don't normally wear makeup, but she's working so much on her insides. It's about sort of just bringing forth some of the features with barely anything. So what we did is we worked with BB cream, which I love, because it's like an all-in-one product, moisturizer, primer, skin tone corrector. I call it sort of a pre-concealer as well, because when you put it on, you can put it under your eyes, and it naturally oxidizes and evens out skin tone.
So it has a natural tint to it as well, right?
Well, it comes out like a moisturizer, but it meets your skin where it's at and corrects any little flaws with a no makeup look. So we did that, and then I have this new, like, really creamy, dreamy, full coverage concealer that you just use with your fingertip. So we kind of put it underneath the skin around the eyes, the thinnest skin on the body.
Yeah.
So things shine through there no matter what age you are, but especially if you're tired and all of that, just a little concealer added to BB cream. Then we went over all of it with a pressed mineral powder foundation that waterproofs what we just did. So she can be no maintenance. She's not going to be looking in a mirror all day.
Yeah.
She's out, she's doing her new life, and it's awesome. So even though it's winter, I do bring in bronzing powder regardless. A lot of women think, wow, bronzer is just for summer to pick up my tan. But actually, if you go with a shade that isn't too warm, it can actually give you the look of a kiss of sun through the winter. So contouring is really big right now. Bronzer is darker than the skin, so it's going to give a natural contour.
Yeah.
So what I did, Kelly has gorgeous cheekbones.
Yeah.
I just start at the hairline and I ride it right down to the apple and back, and then take what's left so that we just have a nice little pickup on her color.
Yeah.
And it brings out the cheekbone, contours, warms.
Very nice.
And then I went in with one of my new favorite, Ignite blush. It's got a little gold sparkle. Loving the glow going on and all the makeup. So you can do it subtly in a product like this, or like we have high glow loose powder, sun dust. We have one called fairy dust that you can just go in and hit the apples and back, and it just gives that little radiance. So when the light hits it, you glow because you're glowing from the inside.
Yeah,
you're
you gave
glowing
me a
from
little
the outside.
blush after the show.
did,
You brought
didn't I?
some. Yeah, and I love it. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
see?
need to get some more.
See, it's so fun. Well, maybe we would hook you up with Ignite this
Right, a
time because
little-
it's a little plumber.
Exactly.
And that's kind of why I wore this today.
Yeah, I
It's
love
like
that.
purple or plums are great on everybody.
Yeah.
If you've got green eyes,
Yeah.
right, like you do, it picks up the yellow being a complementary color of yellow on the color wheel, and your eyes become illuminated. If you have brown eyes, it adds a little color, but it's still a nice natural look. If
Right.
you have blue eyes, they look bluer.
Yeah.
So it's good for all of us.
It
and
pops
it's
it.
kind of fun. We have green, brown, and blue eyes
Yeah.
sitting here today.
Yeah.
You know, but it is a universal color. And it's a little more exciting than wearing brown all the time. Brown can make women look really tired.
Yeah.
You know, there's
Yeah.
that red undertones in some browns that brings out bloodshotness and all that. We don't need to look like we have bloodshot eyes today.
I know. Well, that's what I can't wait. I'm going to talk to you about too, because I seem to stay in the same stuff all the time.
Yeah.
So.
So
I'll
you
have
need
to
some time
broaden.
with Kriss
Yeah.
to intuitively feel a new palette of color for you.
Yeah.
And that's how I do it. I love to sit with people, kind of just take in who they really are so that makeup reflects who you really are as a person,
Yeah.
which is natural, beautiful, fresh, and ready for this great new life for Kelly. And for you, it's going to be for your competition.
Yeah.
I mean, I want you to stand out. I want your features to pop on that stage.
Me too. Any little help I
And,
can get.
and for you to go out and feel confident
Yeah.
in your first competition.
I know.
Yeah. See, we're all putting ourselves out there for new stuff. I just have to get through this election.
Yeah.
So I've got Governor Hassan and Senator Ayad. I work for both of them.
Yeah.
Commercials going back and forth. But one of the things I have to say about both of them, they're both so positive and have such positive messages.
Yeah.
It's these bigger organizations that
Yeah.
are doing all this negative
Yeah.
stuff. It's not them as people. We're really blessed to have these two women in New Hampshire.
Yeah. I
Truly are.
I couldn't agree with you more. And that's a wrap for today's show.
That's a wrap.
Thanks for coming.
Yay.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.